Hello everybody, welcome to Awesome Rusty Bucket. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already and drop a like on this video. It only takes 1 second. It makes a massive difference in how the video performs in the YouTube algorithm. So I'm going to talk about last night's games, which was Heat versus Knicks and the much anticipated Warriors versus Lakers. I did a preview video for that series, so if you want to know my thoughts on the series at large, who I think will win, although I will talk about that later, that will be that's an option. Go watch it on my main channel or whatever. But first I'll talk about the Heat Knicks series. I'm gonna be transparent with you, not the most exciting series in the world to me. And frankly, for game 2, given that there was no Jimmy Butler, the most exciting thing in this series to me would be seeing any potential Jimmy Butler masterclasses. And that hasn't really happened in game 1. And then of course, he wasn't in game 2. So I haven't cared that much, but I did watch the game. Julius Randle, best playoff game of his entire career, no doubt. It wasn't the most outlandish performance ever, but he shot over 40% from the field, which is already a high mark. Got 12 rebounds, 8 assists, and like 24 points or whatever, so a very good performance from him. Near triple-double for Josh Hart. He fell just 1 assist shy of that mark, hit some really clutch shots late, hit a 3 out of the corner, missed the 3 out of the corner, but got a super-duper clutch offensive rebound. One player that I really wanted to highlight though when talking about New York is RJ Barrett. It's pretty insane that he is playing the best basketball of his career right now. Like, in the playoffs is not typically when a young player who has been very inconsistent throughout their career figures it out. So the fact that he did is massive. So that's definitely very key to New York being successful and them winning this game. But it's also worthy of mention that they didn't blow out a Miami Heat team that didn't have Jimmy Butler. And you got cooked by Gabe Vincent and Cody Martin, or Caleb Martin, whichever one it is. I always mix them up. You know, it's fair. They're twins. So that's not ideal. I don't know that I picked Miami to win the series to begin with. I picked them to win in 6. Barely beating the Heat on your home floor without Jimmy Butler, it's not great. And it's not even as though we got some Bam Adebayo masterclass either. It was Gabe Vincent and Martin that was really getting them. Also some pretty wild threes from Duncan Robinson, but ultimately not too consequential. But yeah, that's my thoughts on that game. Let's move on to the most exciting series of the first round. I'm gonna title this video something like "This might be an all-time great series," because I truly think it has the potential to be. God damn it. Because I truly believe it has the potential to be exactly that. This game, it looked like the Lakers were in control for a majority of it. In fact, they definitely seemed to be the more prepared and ready team of the two. Offense came easier to them. Even though the Warriors hit a ton of three-pointers, it felt like the Lakers could just kind of score when they wanted to, at times far more than the Warriors did. Obviously, they still hit a bunch of threes, but they seemed more comfortable and more in control, which is why they had the lead for a majority of it and had a pretty significant lead in the fourth quarter, with the Warriors go on a 14-0 run to close the game. And then the Lakers, I think D'Lo got a layup late. I think LeBron hit a really clutch mid-range jumper late, and Jordan Poole took a horrid shot when there was like 8-9 seconds left on the shot clock. They were down 3. The Lakers were doubling Steph, and Jordan Poole was like, well, I'm open from 35 feet, so I guess I'll launch this.
He's got to get off it, though. He's got to get off it.
Anybody else? What?
Oh, my God. He can't be
Ain't
serious.
no way.
Taylor, what's wrong with that shot, guys? What's wrong with that shot?
Hold on now.
Can I see it again?
Who's
Can I see
taking
this
it? It's his
Where did he take that from?
What do you want him to do? Take a dribble?
Dog, just 10 seconds left in the game.
But what if you're not going to get a better shot than that? You
Look
going
at
to be...
this. Look at this.
No contest?
Look at this.
I'm sorry. I'm cool if I'm going
Where he's
stage.
shooting where Darvin Ham is. Get off the Henny.
I cannot.
No way.
Guys, come on.
No way.
I
Jose.
mean, sick if they lose this one, which
They're going to.
You know what that is? That's analytics. You think because he
You don't
can
like
shoot
that shot?
Not one bit. He don't
I'm
like
not
that
mad.
shot.
yeah.
Look
Well, I
at
mean,
him.
Jordan was like, I had the high hand, I was having a good game. I'm
Yeah,
not
I'm not mad
excusing
at
it.
that shot. He's wide open.
Dog. From that far away with 10 seconds, and you have an advantage?
I'm shooting it. I'm shooting it if I'm Jordan. So I feel you, Jordan. I would have shot that too.
That's why you're here with us.
To be fair to Jordan, he was knocking down threes like crazy this game. A bunch of contested shots. He had an and one three-pointer that like bounced around the rim and went in. So he was hitting some crazy shots in this game, but that was not the moment to take that shot, and he caught a lot of heat for it, understandably. This was the best game, ironically, Jordan Poole has played this entire postseason because he was terrible throughout the entirety of that Kings series. He had maybe 1 or 2 moments in that entire series where he was not just an abject negative for the Golden State Warriors. I'd say overall he was a positive in this one, but yeah, that last shot, really, really rough, man. Wouldn't recommend doing that again. As for why I'd say the Warriors struggled a little bit offensively at times, it really came down to Vanderbilt's defense on Stephen Curry, as well as a little bit of Dennis Schroeder. Vando did get in foul trouble because that kind of happens when you defend the best players in the world. When he was out of the game, Dennis Schroeder got the matchup, and he very clearly committed to it. Dennis has been an underrated factor, I think, in the Lakers' success this latter half of the year. He was definitely a very good defender this year. His offense can be shaky. He had 19 points this game, so he had it going, but it was mostly from the free throw line, to be fair. But in general, his defense has been huge, and him being a good defender off of the bench definitely helped prevent Steph Curry from just going off any moment that Vanderbilt wasn't on him. That said, with the foul trouble, you would like Vando to play a little bit more minutes in this one. He only played 25. That's not exactly ideal. They definitely gave Steph Curry fits. He didn't shoot very well. He didn't really score, period, in the second and third quarter. I don't even feel like he went that crazy in the fourth. It was primarily first quarter offense for Steph. He did go on a quick 8-0 run at some point in the game that I can't remember where it was, but yeah. So there's that. Klay Thompson had a pretty good game. In fact, Klay probably had one of the best playmaking games that I've ever seen from him. He had a wraparound pass to Gary Payton, a really, really nice slip pass to Kevon Looney, who was going on a roll. Wiggins got a D'Angelo Russell matchup for a majority of this game and really didn't attack it whatsoever, which I don't know if that's the right approach. I do realize that D'Angelo Russell has been a better defender than he's known to have been historically, but Wiggins should attack that. And ironically, the only play where I saw Wiggins be really aggressive in this one was when he had Jared Vanderbilt on him. And it's like, that's a weird time to choose to take a contested fadeaway. It dropped, to be fair, but I don't know. They definitely should try and take advantage of those mismatches more. Austin Reeves was defending Klay Thompson, and he seemed pretty willing to chase him around. Klay still got his space and stuff, but I'd say at least there was a valiant effort by Austin Reeves. This was also a pretty good D'Angelo Russell game offensively, and a fantastic AD game on both sides of the floor. I was curious how they would approach that matchup, whether he'd get more Looney or Draymond Green. Seemed like he got a lot more Looney, and even when Vando was on the floor with the Lakers, I feel like the Warriors didn't take enough advantage of the fact that he's just a complete non-shooter. Not that they were defending him that straight up, but I felt like Draymond was often the one defending Vando, and I'm like, felt like you could have taken more advantage of that to interrupt the defense by just basically not having to defend one player. Speaking of that, LeBron James, as I actually kind of talked myself into in my series preview video, ended up defending Draymond Green primarily, which I had hoped would mean that, again, and similar to how the Vando thing, would mean disrupting the flow of the offense a lot more. And LeBron had his moments defensively. He had some blocks here or there. But in general, it just seemed like he used defending, again, in quotes, Draymond Green as an excuse to just sit on defense and not have to move and conserve stamina, which I would maybe say is fine if LeBron was good offensively in this one. While he hit some big shots, he shot horribly in this one. I believe, what was it? Let me pull it up. 22 points on 9 for 24 shooting, 1 for 8 from 3, only got to the free throw line 4 times. It's not good. That needs to stop. Another thing I noticed, has Anthony Davis Davis just stopped taking jumpers altogether? Because it really seems like he has. I've talked about in the past with AD when I've been critical of him that he definitely takes too many jumpers, but now it feels like he doesn't take them at all. He took a 3 and a mid-range shot that was wide open in this game, and that was it. Also, another thing regarding AD, I said that I thought he would do a better job of keeping Kevon Looney off of the boards, but Kevon, I think, got 20 rebounds again. Yeah, they both had 23 rebounds. I think what's actually going to happen is just Looney and AD just get all the rebounds. Like, for both sides of the floor, they're going to dominate the boards versus the rest of their teammates, so they're both going to accumulate a ton of them. Interesting battle of the rebounds there. One thing that I want to talk about is the reaction that I actually got to my series prediction, because I picked the Warriors to win in 7, even though I said it could go anyway. I had a ton of people in the comment section say that I was a Lakers hater. Now, the Lakers fan base, being a bunch of immature little baby children, is nothing new, but I just want to throw out here that between these two teams, the Lakers are absolutely my favorite team between the two of them. I realize it's very popular to hate on the Lakers, but I grew up watching Kobe Bryant, so I kind of just grew an affinity for the Lakers to some degree as a result of that. So if there was like any franchise that was historically my second favorite franchise, it would by default probably just be the Los Angeles Lakers. So I don't have a hate for the Lakers as an organization, and I like a ton of players on this team. I am actively rooting for the Lakers to win this series. I didn't pick them to win it. Same thing happened in round 1. I picked the Warriors to beat the Kings in 6. They won it in 7. But I was rooting for the Sacramento Kings because the Kings were like my third favorite League Pass team this year. I don't, just because I think a series will go one way doesn't mean I want it to go that way. Like, I think the Warriors will win this one even after this game. Maybe. I'm definitely more iffy on it now because, again, I was pretty close to 50-50 to begin with. But, like, stop assigning some maliciousness to my predictions because I really don't hate any NBA organization. I might hate their fan base for the stupid shit they put in my comment section, like calling me a Lakers hater, but the organization itself, I have no beef with an NBA organization. I find that quite silly. NBA players, sure, like Dylan Brooks, fuck that guy, but in general, I'm rooting for most team success, and it just really comes down to which players I like more on each team. Whoever has more players I like, I'm rooting for that team, and I like a lot of players on the Lakers. I love Stephen Curry. Stephen Curry is my second favorite player of all time, but everybody else on the Warriors I can kind of take or leave. So yeah. That's my rant at the end here, but that's it. Goodbye. Shout out to Rudy for editing the video, and I guess a second goodbye because I said goodbye first on accident. Here's a third one. Goodbye.